it's been a long 2 weeks. We're certainly looking forward to getting back to some competition outside of playing against ourselves in practice. But I think it's been a productive 2 weeks. We've worked on some things that I think needs improvement. So it's another big Hockey East weekend against obviously a really strong opponent, and I'm sure they're going to be motivated coming off losses to Providence.
Bell, go ahead.
Coach, what are those specific things you've been working on in practice? And to follow up, are there any players that have stuck out this week as trying to build their game during the off week?
Yeah, we've been working on pretty much every part of our game. Working from our end out, working on our breakouts, being a little cleaner there, working on our D zone coverage, focus on our forecheck a little bit. I think that needs to get better. I think if our forecheck gets better, it's going to help our offensive zone play. I think we can certainly still get some more scoring 5-on-5. We worked on that. So really just all areas of our game. Special teams, I think our special teams have been average up to this point. So we've spent a lot of time working on our penalty kill, working on our power play, all aspects of our game. When you have that much time to practice, we tried to make use of it. From a player standpoint, I just think all our guys were, trying to get better, every day. I'm not sure there was one individual that I can think of. I think it was just as a whole, our whole group was trying to improve, and I think over the course of 2 weeks, we got a lot of good work in as a team and as individuals.
Rick, go ahead.
UMass has the 9th fewest penalty minutes per game with 8. The other end is most with 15. So what have you been working with on the team to stay out of the penalty box and spend less time killing penalties?
Yeah, that's another thing we've talked about. We've talked really about it from day one. Obviously, we haven't got the clear message across yet. We're still taking too many penalties. I thought last game versus Lowell was better. One at home, I don't know how many we took, but we definitely took less. And UMass is really good special teams on both sides, power play and penalty kill. So we have to make sure our special teams are really good, and we have to make sure, like we said, our discipline's good, and we are staying out of the box. But it's a constant message. We even kind of talked about it in practice. We tried to, even during some of our drills in practice, we saw penalties, we called it, just so our guys were aware of it. So like anything, it starts in practice.
Sasha, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. What would you say your team's biggest strength is right now?
I think our biggest strength is our speed, our skating. I think that's something when we're moving our feet, when we're pushing the pace, I think that's when we're at our best. I think over the course of the first 7 games, I think it's been inconsistent. I think at times we've shown it, and when we have, I think we've gotten the better of the play. It's just for whatever reason, at times we've, reverted back to not playing as aggressive as we need to. So, that was a bit of a message this week as well with our guys, that when we're good and we're on our toes, we're a good hockey team, and we can't just do it for one period or 15 minutes in a period. We have to do it for, the whole game.
Laura, go ahead.
Hey Jay, just from looking at the tape, what have you seen from the UMass special teams that you think makes those groups so good for them?
I think they've always had good special teams. They have some really good movement on their power play. They have some really high-end talent on their power play with Morrow and Ufko, and they're pretty simple and direct. They really get pucks to the net and create chances off of that. So that's something that we have to make sure that we're doing a good job blocking shots, clearing rebounds, getting our clears down the ice. I think that's important on any penalty kill. And their penalty kill there, they block a lot of shots. They've gotten good goaltending, and they do a good job with not giving second chances. They're really good at
that. Bell, go ahead.
Coach, as we've seen this year, Hockey East is really close standing wise and talent wise. So how do you think you guys can separate yourselves from the pack this weekend against a former national champion?
Well, I just think we need to play our game. I think, we've been off for 2 weeks. We have to make sure we're ready to go tomorrow night. we can't worry about Saturday's game. We got to worry about our first shift on Friday night and go from there. And hopefully our guys are ready to go and we're playing the right way. And that's all we can do right now. We can't think too far ahead other than the first shift on Friday against a really good opponent.
Andrew, go ahead.
Well, I realize you just said you have to worry about Friday, but my question is back home. It seems like UMass, since they've been successful, their fans have traveled well into Boston, whether it's BU, BC, Northeastern, or even the Garden. Is that off-putting as a coach? You know, when you're playing at home, that there's a large road contingent, or are you confident that the BU fans will have a good showing Saturday night?
I'm confident the BU fans will have a good showing. Yeah, UMass travels very well. I remember back when, it's a long time ago when I played, but even at Walter Brown, I remember Maine always traveled well. Maine had a lot of support at Walter Brown, and they could be loud. It's easy to be loud in that building, but usually the BU fans took over. So hopefully we have that same kind of support on Saturday night.
Rick, go ahead.
Coach, going back to the arenas, Friday night you're playing at very large ice. Any special considerations or preparations for that big sheet?
We talk a little bit about it. We don't want to overthink it. I mean, Aganis itself is bigger than the 200 by 85. I think it's 200 by 90. So up at UMass is not a huge difference. It definitely is a little bigger, but it's shouldn't affect the way we play and the way we've prepared for this week.